This is Emerald, and this is my pendulum training that I had promised you guys since you had mentioned that you'd like to do it. So I'm doing a little experiment here. I'm going to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about, let's see, hey Lisa, good to see you, and Jessie. All right, so I'm standing and I've got my pendulum, and I want to talk to you a little bit about how you can use this little thing to get information out of your subconscious mind. Okay, so today I'm doing this on my iPhone. I'm in my dining room, and so it's a little different than where I usually make my recordings, so we're just gonna go with it. And I'm not quite as, well, anyway, let's get to it. So here we go. Here is a pendulum. So the first thing that you want to know is, like, you know, what is this pendulum and what makes it a pendulum? So a pendulum is really nothing more than, you know, about a 6-inch cord or string or chain, or a rope, or, you know, something about 6 inches long with a heavy weight at the end of it. And you can actually get pendulums pretty much anywhere. I got this one actually on Amazon for about $9, and I got it really because it's my favorite color. As you can tell, I am kind of a teal, turquoisey type of person. You can even see there's little teal in that picture behind me. And so it's really nothing more than that. You can buy one, you can make one, you could just take the ring off of your finger and tie a string to the end of it. You just want something that, you know, that is going to hang steadily. And in a moment, I'm actually going to take the camera and turn it downward facing my table so you can actually see how to use it. But basically, what you would use this for is to, if you're stuck on something in your life and you just really are having a hard time making a decision on something, or you're not sure. Oh, thank you. Yes, I love teal. If you're not sure if this is going to be something that's good for you to do, if you're just having a hard time making a decision, your subconscious, which is 90, 95, 99% of your mind, your subconscious actually knows and has the answer. It knows pretty much anything before you do. And so this is a way that you can get information from your subconscious mind. So the first thing that you want to do when you get a pendulum, because it may work right immediately for you, or you might need to romance it a little bit. You might need to give it a little bit of your own energy. And so you can do some sort of ritual to charge your pendulum so that it really, that you feel connected with it, you trust it, you are connected, you're connecting it with your intuition. And so one of the ways that you can do that is you can simply do a meditation with it, and you can just feel it and just, you know, hold it in the palm of your hand and really just feel the energy and see if you can feel any vibration with it, and just really allow yourself to get connected with it. There's many different ways that you can charge it, but that's just one. You know, you just maybe just want to, you know, rub your hand, you know, your hands together with it, or you can kind of hold it to your heart and take some deep breaths. So that's the first thing, but you don't want to just start trying to make it work for you before getting yourself connected with the energy that this pendulum has. So once you have done that, then you want to learn from the pendulum what is your no and what is your yes and what is your uncertain or maybe or I don't know. look like. And so the way that you do that, let me just see if I can go ahead and point my camera down to my little diagram here. Nope, I'm gonna have to take it out of the carrier and flip it. Okay, so what we wanna do, so this is a book called Pendulum Workbook, and oh my God, it has so many amazing little illustrations and ways that you can work with a pendulum. And so the first thing you want to do is first, you want to hold your pendulum. I highly recommend holding it over a chart like this. And if you want to look at my finger here, I kind of have the chain draped over my index finger just like that, with my thumb holding it in place. Because the whole point with the pendulum is there's a little thing in your index finger called ideomotor signaling. Ideomotor signaling. And it responds in these very subtle ways to the information that is contained in your subconscious mind. You are not doing anything consciously to cause this pendulum to move. You are just allowing it to happen. And so what you want to do is, you want to get centered. Okay, you just want to kind of just allow yourself to get centered. Have your feet firmly planted on the floor. Take in a deep breath. Hold the pendulum right over your target, okay? And you could just draw a circle with maybe a line going that way and a line going that way, just for starters. And you just hold it over your target, okay? And then you just take a deep breath, and you're not trying to do anything. You're not trying to hold still. You're not trying to not move. You're just allowing yourself to get the answer. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask my pendulum to show me a yes. Show me a yes. And it might be a little shy here because I'm holding the phone with one hand, so I have this other energy kind of going on. Yeah, and sometimes you just have to be patient and allow it to just start moving. And so it's doing that all by itself. Now, when I say it's doing it all by itself, it's doing it without me consciously doing anything. There is something happening that is making that pendulum move, and that is that my subconscious mind is showing me what a yes is, and it's sending a little tiny subtle signal, to this part of my finger. I don't feel it, but that's just what's happening. So then, show me a no. Show me what a no looks like. Okay, and you can see that my no is going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So my yes was up and down, and my no was back and forth. And now show me what uncertain looks like. Show me what uncertain looks like. And so you're just allowing it to happen, and you can see that for me, my uncertain is going around in circles. Okay? So then the next thing that you want to do is you want to test. You want to test, okay? So remember, my yes, and I'm moving it right now, my yes went up and down, my no went right to left, and my uncertain was counterclockwise. So you're finding out what your answers are, okay? Now, just take a deep breath, connect with your belly, and ask the question, am I a man? Okay, we gotta know. We gotta know. So we know that it's going to answer my questions. Stop. Am I a woman? Thank goodness. You know, and sometimes, like I said, it's a little subtle at first, and the more you work with it, the better it's going to get. So then you can really start to ask and inquire, and this is where, you know, you can connect this to law of attraction. And, you know, right now, we're just dealing with this total blank slate here without any very specific things, but you could take and you could write answers around here. If I go a little deeper, I'll just turn to a random page in here. Okay, so what's this? All right, so like here is, how should this is like, you know, for aromatherapy oils. So you could ask yourself, how many essential oils should be used? And then allow the pendulum to just show you the direction. So you're basically, let me just kind of give you a demonstration. I don't use aromatherapy oils, but who knows? Maybe. Yeah, so like with this, in this particular one, you know, I would maybe just hold my pendulum over this little chart here, and I would ask, how many essential oils should be used? Okay, it's telling me 6. And, you know, and then you would come over here and you would ask, on which table should I use? So there's a table for some, there's a table for another. I'm just kind of letting you know, you can use this for answering, you can just put any type of question in a chart, and you could come up with, I mean, you could have a choice of 4 things. And you could, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn this around and kind of talk to you for a little bit. Hey, so you could talk about in terms of law of attraction. You could ask yourself, am I a millionaire? Okay, probably my answer right now is going to be no. Do I believe that I have what it takes to become a millionaire? I don't know what the answer would be, but it would, you know, if I was centered and I was asking that question seriously, then I could get that answer. Do I have what it takes to become a millionaire? And then if the answer was something like no, then I could start to create a little chart for myself, and I could ask myself, what is getting in the way? Is something getting in the way? Yes or no? And then I could maybe start to come up with some of the beliefs, some of the things that might be getting in the way, that I think might be getting in the way. I could hold the pendulum over those various ideas that I write down and ask, you know, which thing do I need to work on in my personal growth? What do I need to do in order to to get myself to believe this? And, you know, so you can just work with it so many different ways. But the most basic thing that you can do is just to get the yes and no questions. There's so many, you know, I mean, should I should I stay married? Should I get divorced? Should I change jobs? Should I send my kids to this school? Should I go to this college? What should I, and it's not as much, it's not as effective at answering open-ended questions as it is in answering closed-ended questions. When you find yourself wanting to ask an open-ended question, though, you could just simply create all the choices and put them in a circle and allow yourself to pick the best out of all those choices by using the pendulum. It's one of those things that the more you work with it, the more you're going to calibrate it, and the more you're going to be able to trust the answers that are coming forward, and the more it's going to allow you to release whatever your hidden potential is, whatever answers you need to get from your subconscious mind. It's going to allow you to really be able to get those answers for you. And if you want to start working with pendulums and really getting yourself acquainted with them, I would highly recommend taking a couple of minutes a day and asking yourself those yes or no questions. Should I do this or should I not do that? And should I make this phone call? Am I going to, maybe you could almost predict the future in a way, because I do believe that in some sense we do have a little intuition that tells us what's going to happen in our future. Maybe you could maybe even use it to pick the numbers of the lottery. You could probably put a bunch of numbers around a semicircle and ask, okay, for slot number 1, what number? I don't know. I'm not saying that would necessarily work, but that might be a fun way to pick the numbers of the lottery. And okay, so for slot number 1, it's 6, and for slot number 2, it's 7. And then you just allow yourself to douse with the pendulum and allow it to bring you the answers. Who knows? Maybe that would work. I've never tried that before. It's just literally something that came to me during this video. So I just want to thank you for tuning in and watching my pendulum training. If you have any more questions about how this works, if you have any questions about pendulums, or if you want to write some suggestions in the comments of different things, different ideas, different creative ways that you could use the pendulum now that you've learned a little bit more about it, feel free to drop a comment below and let us all know of some very cool different ways that we could work with the pendulum. Now, I do have, for you watching this video, I do have another special gift for you, and it is an absolutely 100% free self-hypnosis video training course, because this is all about tapping into and using the power of your mind, your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. This course is amazing. I've had, I don't know, something like 100,000 people go through this training course. It's totally free. It takes place, technically you get it all in one day, but it's really designed to be done over 8 days. And it's gonna take you through what is hypnosis, how to relax, how to visualize, how to, it has suggestibility tests to find out how suggestible you are and how receptive you're going to be to receiving hypnotic suggestions. So I'm gonna drop that link below and just go ahead and sign up. There's nothing else to do, is just sign up for that course and you're in. So thank you so much for watching this pendulum training video. Again, let me know if you have any other questions and sign up for your free self-hypnosis video training course. I'll see you soon. Bye.